What's up? Welcome. We're going to check out everything that is new for Adventure Quest Worlds this week. Let's get into it. All right, let's start off with the AQW stuff. First, we have the use on item post. When a monster drops a gem, you can use it to power up an item. What do you think about this or something like this as a button to use it? And then they show a graphic design example here. I don't know if that'll be the final or not, but I guess they'll be consumable, the gems. I guess that's what's happening. Although I think they said that you can desocket them. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. They did another post about power gems as well. Didn't really say much in here, just bug fixing and changing like UI and functionality with them. But not really any tidbits information we didn't know already in here that would be anything new. So yeah. Adobe. All right. So this one is about Adobe. Now this is a timeline where this issue gets, spoiler, this gets solved very quickly, but it was a funny thing that happened this, well, not so funny, but it was a thing that happened this week. Of course, Adobe is trying to shoot themselves in the foot. It is what they do for a living, I assume. That's what they get paid for at Adobe, is just going around shooting each other in the feet. So, I think I should just read this because I'll explain it better than I can. So, Arctic says, boy, do I have some news. Some good news and bad news. In the past 24 hours, I learned that the original Adventure Quest might be able to run in browser again, and then got an email from Adobe that they are killing the drawing and animation tool we have been using for the last 24 years. Game dev whiplash. I am really grateful we are building and launching Infinity. It is immune to that problem. Read more for details. And then, yes, something even made a little big here. Good news, Ruffle and AQ Worlds back in the browser. Okay, first, the good news. Ruffle, a JavaScript Flash emulator. That's how you can see your character page in browser right now. That's what they use Ruffle for so far. Just had a massive breakthrough and could allow Adventure Quest Worlds and our other Flash games to be played in your web browser again. We have used it in our mini games at Epo Games, but Ruffle has a memory leak issue, which prevents us from using it in our bigger games. So news of a promising fix is beyond exciting. Bad news. Adobe kills Animate. Right after getting the good news, our artists and I just got some bad news email from Adobe telling them that they're discontinuing Adobe Animate on March 1st. That is next month. Also around the same time the Kickstarter for AQ Infinity starting. You have to be kidding me. Adobe Animate, formerly Flash, is the tool we use to draw and animate AQ Worlds. And side note, it's a tool that is still used by a lot of animated TV shows like cartoons and such. So it's not just like AQ Worlds isn't the only game that's still, or any like program, like they're not the only studio that's still using it in 2026. Like it's still being used by a bunch of other like big, like I think Disney has some shows that are with it and Cartoon Network and such. Like it's not just anyway. So Adobe to work on we are in the process of contacting Adobe to work out a solution. Adobe said that our copies of Animate will keep functioning. They will just stop receiving technical support and updates, which means they're effectively dead, because when Windows inevitably releases Windows 20 or whatever they call the next one, because they love skipping numbers. So when Windows 2.0 comes out, and then it's not going to have support or updates for that. So if it might not run properly on a new operating system, and you might have to use this new operating system for new hardware you have, and yeah, it becomes a big issue. We have over a year to solve the problem. In the worst case scenario, this means we might have to change how we create the content for our games. Yes, they'd have to change it after 24 years because Adobe decides that, yeah. Anyway, fortunately, this will have no impact on any of our games. You will still be able to log in and play on your accounts. And on the upside, AQ Worlds Infinity will not require Adobe Animate at all. But the funny part about this is that they say this in here. This is retrospective all because Adobe walked this back, but they were still going to make the game in Adobe Animate and then port it into Infinity. Like that was still their plan. So they would have to completely change all the plans they had with this happening. Like they're kind of downplaying it a lot here, which I guess you have to do if things change course. Like you just got to roll with the punches. But yeah, it was going to be a massive change for what they had planned out. At least this year is not off to a boring start. Battle on Arctics. Quick summary: the games are fine. The Adobe Animate update will have no impact on the games currently running. You will still be able to log in and play on your accounts. AQW Infinity gets a big thumbs up for not requiring Adobe Animate at all. And like I mentioned, they were still going to use it. But anyway, so this got solved though. So, and I still think that Artix was vastly downplaying how badly this would affect AQ Worlds. Because there isn't really a replacement, from what I understand, for Adobe Animate at all. Like, there are other tools that can do similar things, but they're worse, or just not as functional, or yeah, like there's a lot of compromises you're making using different tools, and you probably have to use 2 or 3 tools to replace one. It would make the development a lot harder for the game. It would be an overall net negative for AQ Worlds if Adobe Animate went away. Anyway, so we got another post in this timeline, so we're doing this chronologically as the week went on here. I thought this would be good for a video. So I simultaneously called and started a live chat with Adobe. Told them that we received their email announcing the end of Adobe Animate. They had no idea what I was talking about. They proceeded to try and sell me licenses for Adobe Animate. I said, no. You sent me an email saying this product was being removed from their lineup. They suspiciously asked me for screenshots of the email as proof, which I sent. They low-key tried to convince me it was fake until I sent them a link of their own help page, verifying the announcement. That sounds like average tech support these days. For other team members, they were quietly listening from our team voice chat, trying really hard not to burst into laughter. It was funny, but bewilderingly sad at the same time. Adobe support has never been notified that this change was coming, politely asked to be escalated to someone on their backend or enterprise team. I'm currently waiting for them to contact me back. Wait, why did Artix make a whole ass post about that? Well, anyway, that just tells you how incompetent Adobe support is. Okay, there was no follow-up to the Adobe support thing, so I guess they just never got to talk to them, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so the next one chronologically is power up UI changes. So we just go from like doomsday doom posting to this. Anyway, I guess things go on. So getting closer, a large part of the Monday team meeting was on UI for item power-ups. So item power-ups, these are different than power gems, I would imagine. Click read more to see scribbles and changes we're making. And then, so they have a gem box, keep, use on weapon. What does that say? Push is a I don't know. PUSTT? What are these scribbles? Okay, so item type. Hold up. So it says the loot inventory is the place for all your loot to go. Items that drop from monsters go there, and do not take up inventory space. Not until you choose what to do with them. Wait, so are the power gems for the items, are these taking up inventory slots? Is that what that means? I don't have enough inventory. What? I don't. For enhancements, I that seems a little crazy. Like what? I mean, potions still take up inventory slots in AQ Worlds, so that's crazy. You're gonna need a lot more inventory. Back to Adobe Animate, the next post chronologically here. Long live Adobe Animate. Relieved to share, he's very relieved, I imagine, to share with you that Adobe, a reserved course, and did the right thing. Adobe Animate is not going away. You can read the statement from Mike Chambers on Reddit, where he discusses the details. As our favorite tool of choice is no longer on the extinction list, every Artix Entertainment artist and animator is currently taking a deep sigh of relief. So yeah, that's a very good news for not for AQ Worlds. That's a very, very good news. All right, moving on to the artwork for this week. We have a Valentine's Day set. At least it looks like that. I got a little heart in the hair and such. And it's February, so I would imagine that's what this is for. And some long hair on the guy. Cool outfits. I mean, they're not too bad looking. I can't say I'm a big fan of the socks on the female one, but pants look cool. You got wings. Looks like butt wings there. The heart. If sleeves as a cape or maybe weapons. They could be weapons, actually. They're next to other weapons. I would assume are these weapons too. So definitely some unique items, whether those are capes or weapons or what they are. Oh, I guess we can see down here. Oh, we got color custom ears on a like cat hood. Pretty cool looking. Oh yeah, so the sleeves they're on your arm. So I guess they are weapons. That's an interesting weapon. I've never had sleeves as a weapon in AQ Worlds before, so that's something new. Dominik with another preview of this set. Basically shows the same as before. Got a little bit better view of the arms. This is like an old Victorian dress looking thing with a scythe, it looks like. And then we got another look with a cape with a television, CRT with the antenna, and some kind of like ghost guy electrocuting it. So that's the cape for that set. Should be a cool looking set. Kind of looks like Halloween stuff, the skulls and everything, but maybe it's releasing soon. It says final set preview on Friday, so final preview will be on Friday, so maybe it's coming out very soon. I just checked, and the calendar of events for this month has not been updated, so I don't know what the weekly events are yet for this month, but I'm sure we'll figure that out at some point. Matching up a bit with the Dominik set, we have a dude with beard and suit with tie, and then he got his skull off his shoulder there from Alvaro. Yeah, I'm sure this will be a good looking set was actually in the game. It is Year of the Horse this year, so yeah, they're doing some Chinese New Year stuff in the game, or Yokai New Year is what they call it in game. And this set is officially coming. We get more looks at what's included with that set from Fero. You got the horse on your head there. Full armor sets here, basically a full preview of everything, and even more. So there's mount armors for it as well, and then a bunch of stuff. So yeah, look forward to that for Chinese New Year. I'm sure we'll see some other stuff for that as well. We got a new look at this work in progress from Krystia, which I think Alina replied to on Twitter, which doesn't mean it's coming to the game, but it might be coming to the game. Also, I didn't notice the oversized sweater. I guess it's the theme this week. I didn't notice that on the guy, but yeah, actually it looks pretty good on the female one there. So yeah, nice looking set. This is kind of similar theme to like these, sort of, right? So maybe this will release sooner than October. Maybe, who knows? And lastly, Hikari with a beret with his faction there. So that is all of the news we have for this week. Thank you for tuning in. We had a little roller coaster with the Adobe Animate stuff this week, and yeah, luckily that got sorted out, and Adobe seems to be continuing support for Animate. So it means we can continue to get AQ Worlds updates because it would be kind of rough without that, I imagine. We'd probably still get them, but they'd be slower, or something would happen. Something bad would happen if that went away, I imagine. There would be consequences. So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like and review. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Check out last week's news video if you haven't seen it. Probably has some stuff you haven't seen yet. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. We'll be live checking out the update tomorrow, whatever that is.